Ready? Live.
Trumpets, books. The Mets come back not one time, not two times, but three times on the Philadelphia Phillies. Tip your cap and call us your daddy's Philly. It's over. 14 and 5 on the season.
5, yeah.
Just an absolute massacre of a season series against the Phillies. To be perfectly honest, we've essentially ruined their season. They're still a playoff team, but could you imagine if they didn't have 14 L's against the Mets right now? Their whole year would be entirely different. This game right here, I mean, how many times can something happen where I say all of the non-believers have to be converted by now? Mm-hmm. But if this isn't it, I don't know what to tell you. Down 4 rip right away with Joey Butt on the mound, just absolute a dog shit fill-in. Really have no business winning this game. Really have no business, like, I'll be honest, I bet you 3/4 of the league wouldn't even care about this game. This is the type of game they all just say, I don't know, fuck it.
Let's go, boys.
What up?
What up?
We had a doubleheader yesterday. We've got a fill-in on the mound today. We're down 4-0 already. I'd say 75% of the league packs it in and says, go get them tomorrow. We're playing the Yankees. And then they come back. And then they go down again, and they have every opportunity to say, all right, valiant effort. And they come back, and they do it again, and they do it again. And everybody, every player, and every fan that stuck through it, Mom, I love you. I'm doing my post game. Let me call you back in a minute. She goes, okay. Every player, every fan, every body who stuck through that for the win. I just, if you don't believe now, you never will. So if you're not down with it by now, get the fuck off the bandwagon. Stay positive. Look at the hat right there. That's what it's all fucking about, man.
How many times do they have to come back? That's the thing. You have to explain to people after every single time they come back. Like, yeah, you don't shut the Met game off. After this
is what happens.
Anything is possible.
Yep.
Anything is possible.
It's the funnest, baseball of all time. Again, I just feel like you're missing out if you're still fighting the tides on this one. I mean, these guys, the names that are heroes. There's just a new one every time we have a classic comeback. And Mark Canha just coming all over Philadelphia with a bat flip to the moon. I mean, we got the confidence, we got the swagger, we've got the clutch. And we pick up a game because the Astros actually finally sacked up and beat the Braves. It's a perfect Sunday of baseball.
And we have the Coors Light. That's right, folks. I'm talking about Coors Light, the official beer of everything unofficial, the official beer that is made to chill, the official beer of the New York Mets, the podcast, the fucking World Series parade at the Canha Heroes, November 2nd, 2022. We're having cake, we're having punch, we're having Coors Light. You go outside, you're having your barbecues, your wedding, whatever the heck's going on. You got to have a Coors Light in your hand. Blue Mountains for the soul, just like this team. No matter what, at the end, everything's going to be fine. And that's why we love our Coors Light. When the mountains are blue, you know it is time to chill. And summer chill starts with Coors Light. Make the most of your summer with a chance to win exclusive chill merch, fun local experiences, even a trip to New York, Chicago, or Los Angeles. Enter to win at CoorsLight.com/believe. You guys, that should be the number one thing on the Google. It just says, like, you're going back to CoorsLight.com, believe it. Yes, you are. As always, sweepstakes ends September 19th, 2022. Game ends September 6th, 2022. All 50 U.S. states and Washington, D.C. 21 or older only. For prohibited. For rules, visit CoorsLightSummer.com. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. All right, boys. That's what I was here for. I'll see you guys later.
I really got to give a big shout out to Joey Butts, who, that stat line, 4 innings, 9 hits, 7 earned runs, obviously looks like total fucking dog shit. And so numbers never lie. But to settle in after the first and get, what's that? The second and third was a clean slate while they tacked on 2 runs, a third run, and then in the top of the fourth, we're able to tie it. Like, they gave it right back. But by that point, I think everyone was kind of like, we're back in this game. It's 0-0 again. He gives up the 3-run bomb, so I understand it's a little silly for me to be like praising him, but that's a box score that's not very truthful. That's a stat line that doesn't tell the whole story there. And then Nate Fisher. Nate Fisher, he doesn't even get the fucking. He doesn't even have a picture on his fucking
I made it,
on his
fellas.
player card. For him to step in and throw those innings, especially once we were back in it, where I think I saw Meek. You tweeted like, "Okay, Buck, it's time to go with the real relievers." Here's the problem, though. The real relievers are bad.
Trevor
I'd rather roll.
That's not what I meant. That was not what I meant.
But honestly, there are times where I'm thinking I'd rather Nate Fisher than one of the than Trevor May, because obviously Anyway, we're not talking about the negatives though. Mark Canha in his last 20 games, he's 18 for 55, batting .327 with 3 homers, 15 RBIs, 8 double, and his OPS is over 1,000, folks. The Canha man, cannabis. He is, remember way back, season preview, I said Mark Canha, he has that Jed Lowry look to him, like he might be a player that I fucking hate. Go get the glasses, Clem. Go get them. We are activating Epler mode. I said there's a chance that he is the next guy that we got too late from the Athletics, who is, a corpse of his former self, and he's got this dad accountant look to him, and he's just going to eat up at bats while I can't fucking stand it. And oh my God, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, was I fucking wrong on that one? Never even wrong. It was more that I was afraid it was going to happen, and the total polar opposite happened. I fucking love this guy, and especially right now, he has just put the team on his back. That bat flip, my friends, is cocky. I expect that from Pete. I expect that maybe from Lindor. There's really nobody other than Pete that I can truly say I expect that bat flip from. For Mark Canha to be the guy tossing it to the moon, that's special. That's a special moment.
That was towards Gene Segura too. Gene Segura acted like he won the World Series, so that was a tit for tat thing.
That was their World Series. They used David Robertson a day after 36 goddamn pitches.
God bless.
It's like Game 7. Yes, God bless. We won the game because of it. But I felt so disrespected by that.
And I'm not going to say, obviously, Epler at the deadline with the robust market. Not getting Robertson what is still a huge problem, but the fact that it was off of him makes it all the more sweet. And then to get pulled mid-inning and have Nimmo step up and do the same fucking thing, doesn't matter who it is, when it is, where it is, we're fucking relentless. We're not lucky. We're not pesky. We're not anything other than a fucking baseball team who mashes. Maybe it's, a 68 mile an hour mash, but it's a mash, okay? And so anybody who still is calling it lucky or frustrated, it is frustrating. It's frustrating because we're fucking awesome, you losers.
I hope that the Phillies announcers that were crying about luck last series against the Mets were satisfied with the fucking moonshots they hit off them to win that game, to put it away. I hope that satisfies them. And by the way, I don't want to hear about fucking luck one more time about the Mets against the Phillies, because those motherfuckers, I'm convinced they just moved the foul poles. How you could have like 7 bombs in huge spots all go foul by a fucking pubic hair? I can't believe that kept happening. Lindor's, I thought, was like 700 feet. I'm like, oh my God, that is the furthest home run I've ever seen in my life. And then it was just a smidge foul. It absolutely gutted me. Ruff had one. I think Canha had one earlier in this series. There's a lot of them. That fucking foul pole was that's the real pesky fucking
that park, man. We all know that CBP is a bandbox. It always has been. It's even smaller than it is, though. It feels like you're playing on a little league park. And I don't mean this to like disparage them the way I make fun of the Yankees with the short porch. It's more just like that to me, Citizens Bank Park is a house of horrors, because at any moment it feels like someone can put one out. And I texted it to the group even before, like right as Real Muto got his hit. I was like, that second insurance run, I'm really happy we got that. I think that's going to matter. And it ended up mattering a whole fucking bunch. Let me ask you, has Diaz had like a shutdown, like Diaz performance since his last shaky one? He had. Well,
the Braves was pretty good.
Was it? Okay. I'm trying to, you remember the one where he looked like old Diaz. That was
that was the last Phillies game. He's pitched 1 inning in a week, and he looked really sharp in that.
And that, yeah, okay. So he's had like a settle down since that really shitty one. Yeah, okay. Because I was getting nervous. I was like, if that's 2 back-to-back where he's looking, human, that would suck. But I'm just going to chalk that up to a couple aberrations. But I mean, even when he doesn't have his stuff, he still gets it done. And I think that's the biggest difference between old Diaz and new Diaz. Where do you guys rank this? This is not the same level of, I guess technically it is like a 7-run comeback when you add them all up 3 different times, but it's not quite the 7-run comeback. It's not the 5 in the 9th against St. Louis, or is it? Where do you put this one?
For me personally, it's behind all those. Because I don't know, man. Maybe it's just I'm used to it now. I wrote that in the chat. I said if we score this inning, we're going to win this game. Because I was like, their bullpen is taxed. We have Diaz, which I didn't know we were going to get that Diaz. This team just fucking grinds. He just had to score a run to keep it moving and just feel like there was something to battle back to. So it could be just like I'm spoiled by it. Plus, like, the Phillies, the 7-run 9th inning, that can't be topped. I was fucking sleeping during it, but it can't be topped. We hit these motherfuckers with like 16 different pitchers. Yep. So it's like, this is like the number 3. This is the bronze medalist in just Phillies games. It's crazy.
Just Phillies games alone. That's what's crazy. Yeah.
And we're not facing them again for the rest of the season. So this is the taste that they're left with in their mouth of what do we have to do to beat this team? You got a guy who's selling fucking mortgages a week ago, comes out and shoves the bats up your ass when you had a game that was in hand because Buto was butt. He was bad.
Joey Butts. But I said, having those shutdown innings, I think made a difference. But Joey Butts is not a major league ready player. He is not an option, bro.
That was the Sapaki game we won. Simple as that.
Yep. That really was.
Oh, before we get off topic and I forget about this though, Frank just started randomly tweeting at the end of the game, Clem.
Did I was
he
not.
He just started going off, and I was like,
"No, wait!" I
had to fact check him on 2 things because he was like, "This just seems like the game the Mets lose. This is like the Giants all over again. Diaz doesn't have it tonight," and I was like, "What?"
I didn't see it. Like, people go like at like 3 a.m. People tag me like, "Clem, you're gonna let him tweet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, guys, I
here's the thing.
He's a grown ass man."
This is blatant though. 6:42. Diaz does not have it today. A couple minutes after that, when you play a team 19 times, it is hard to beat them every time Diaz struggles in his stadium. That's more just like kind of a discussion.
I don't think he struggled in that stadium once this year, before that.
Yeah.
He's talking about the big one, I think, or he was talking about one of those bad ones in 2019. 3 years ago. Yeah. 3 years ago.
Yes. Diaz doesn't have it today. That to me can be like a proclamation of fact. I've said that a couple games ago. That doesn't mean I don't doubt him, but you can say when someone's not their best stuff. When you play in a team 19 times, it's hard to beat them every time. That's fair. I hate Gene Segura. He always kills us. That's fair. This game feels like it was never meant to be like that loss in San Fran. And then, wow, what a win. The Mets had no business winning. I mean, no business winning. Wow. I think he's clear, but that's the thing, though, bro. They do. And again, whether it's a comeback victory, some late innings theatrics, or a rally of 1,000 hits, we do have business doing that. That's not a fluke. I don't want to hear that word, because when you do it 78 times or whatever, 79 times, it's not a fluke to win. And when we have several legendary comebacks against an individual team, it's not a fluke. And when we do it, even games that we lose, I almost want to see a stat of comeback wins plus ties that eventually go on to losses. You know what I mean? Because there are plenty of times where we come back and just fall short again, but we absolutely never die. So yeah, no. We are in the business of winning ball games like this. This is our business. Bloop, there it is. I love Nito. I can't believe. I mean, Nito should be the one. Nito should be in the booth after he's done. He's fucking electric with the commentary.
Nito, get the fuck on the podcast. I know you.
For real.
Send the fucking stream
and keep saying yes, and then I'm like, okay, let's do it. Bring your COVID ass down. We don't give a shit. We never cared about COVID here at Barstool. Fucking cares.
You guys are talking about heartbreaking and the announcers and stuff like that. Did you guys hear the Phillies broadcast on the home run?
I saw the tweet, but can you pull it up?
All right, here it is. I'll pull it up. Ready? Tell me if you give me the thumbs if you can hear it.
It's silence again.
Fly ball, left field. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Fly ball, left field. Oh no.
He sounds like Adam Rubin.
Which was that the Canha bat flip?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that was
because our merch girls reached out. Who, by the way, I love them. They stay on top of the Mets like as much as we do to be ready to make T-shirts. I don't know, like if they're actual fans or if they just love slinging merch. But Christina said to us, if they go on to win this, should we do a shirt for the bat flip? And I kind of said no. I was like that. Like Clem said, we've done this before. It's a regular season win. It's not really worthy of a T-shirt. But with the caption, "Oh no" at the bottom, I might be persuaded. Have the bat in the air and "Oh no" at the bottom. That's Dan once tried to invent gift shirts.
Yes.
I think we need to take it a step further. We need to invent like TikTok shirts where you get the audio too. So you're just walking around and you just hear "Oh no."
Oh, no.
It wasn't even "Oh no." It was like "Oh no."
That's the old. Remember the Vikings when the guy misses the fielder? She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
What do you think of that though? Oh no, it's time to go home with that fucking trash bag Philly accent. So fucking great. Nate Fisher, bro, 3 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, a K, 50 pitches, 31 strikeouts. He's a creative player. He's a fake player on a fake video game and steps up and does it. Unreal.
They got to keep him, right?
No.
I mean, come on. You got to ride with the guy that brought you. I know they're not going to because it's 3 innings and they're just going to cut him loose and hope that no one takes him. But, we need a lefty. I'm like,
dude,
either him or we might as well throw Ruff instead of May at this point.
Yo, I love my man, Trevor May.
Hurts.
He just, they just know to just sit there and wait for the fastball. And it's going right over the plate. It has a Kyle Farnsworth level of movement, a.k.a. 0, and good hitters will just sit there, not chase, and wait for it. And then when they hit it, it goes over the fucking fence.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, contact. It's bombs, dude. Look at this lineup, though. Nimmo 1 for 5. Oh, they just changed it. Marte 3 for 5. I think Lindor was 2 for 4. You go down to the top of that lineup, and it's all crooked numbers, man.
Jeff McNeil is like possessed by the ghost of Ted Williams right now.
He's out of his mind.
Remember when he was in a slump at the end of July, and they're like, Jeff, maybe he's regressing? Nope.
No way. And he is so passionate, man. He just fucking hits no matter what the scenario. Even the other night when we got our dicks kicked in, but he was 4 for 4. Like, he is just always doing his thing regardless of the circumstance. Love that fucking squirrel.
The thing about McNeil too, it's like he's hitting, but like his defense, his running, like he just had some extra fucking spirit in him. I honestly think, Kev, it's like I think his baby started to sleep through the night, and he's like, "Oh my god, this is what life is like again." And
this is, remember in Princess Bride, Inigo Montoya, when he's like, "I am not left-handed." This is Jeff McNeil being like, I sleep at night now.
Yeah, I get 4 full hours. I don't even get 8, but I get 4 now, and I'm going to be.
I used to get 0. I did all of this with 0 hours of sleep at night. Catch me when I'm fucking rested. Watch out. I mean, 16 hits, 10 runs, and I had to hide in the kitchen. I do got to tip my cap to the Phillies. They are, they're just as like relentless as we are. Like, I just can't believe we handed it back, and then we handed it back again. But at the same time, boy, 14-5. I mean, who in the world would have predicted that by August, 21st, we would be wrapped up with the Phillies with a record of 14-5. And the Atlanta Braves would only have 1 series victory over us.
And listen, I don't want the Phillies fans to get all upset and be like, Bryce Harper this, Bryce Harper that. Yeah, you guys missed Bryce Harper. Schwarber missed a few games. The Mets didn't have Jacob deGrom for 90% of these fucking games. Yeah. Didn't have Max Scherzer probably at 50%. And then we had this
still running out.
Where they didn't even pitch this weekend. Right. They didn't even pitch this weekend.
Yeah, so it doesn't even, it does not even matter there. At this point in the season, everybody's had injuries. Everybody's had setbacks and bad luck. We played you early. We played you in the middle of the season. We played you late. We played you with guys, without guys. We did it when you guys were absolutely terrible. We played when you guys were on your hot streak. We played it now when it was pretty much, like fair at home, fair game, like everything's level. And we still, we split, but
No, 3 out of 4.
3 out of 4. We still fucking beat you. Like, sorry guys. There's just I think because I have so much animosity towards the Braves fans this year, I don't really have and we just beat the shit out of them so much that the Phillies haven't had much to say. I don't hate the Phillies fan this year. The collective Phillies fan to me is kind of all right. I'm almost like, whatever, like good game, guys. I don't know. But there, if you are a logical Phillies fan, there's nothing you can say other than,
The only thing I've hated about Phillies fans is this past week, and they're always like, "Hey, Keith Hernandez, did you see that?"
Yeah, but you know what? Even that, I love the Keith Hernandez approved stamp. They have really, well, until this week when they proved him right. But besides that, they really did turn on the defense. I don't hate them. I don't have a problem with them, and I do think if they are a wild card team, that lineup could mash at any given moment. But it's just there's nothing you can say. If you're describing the Mets and Phillies in the 2022 regular season, it's nothing other than a full-blown shit pumping. There's no other way to describe it.
It feels like, and we're complaining about the fact that we're going to be like a 100-pace win team and that we're still fighting for the division, coming down the stretch. Those other teams are so frustrated by the Mets and those fan bases. Zach Wheeler's running back the same thing Strider said of, it's lucky hits. All they got was blue pits. And it's that's what we fucking do. And that's the problem. We're not hitting into the shift and we're not striking out, which is what all your teams are built for.
I don't get it, man.
It makes no sense.
There's a couple broken bat or bounce off the plate or whatever. Couple things that are luck. The rest of them are I've said it a million times. It's situational hitting. It's I didn't rocket that ball because I was hitting it the other way because of the shift. Or, it's not lucky. It's the fact that I'm fast as fuck and I can beat that throw out in an infield single. There's more than one way to earn a hit. And sometimes you smoke it and other times you fucking earn it. But none of it's luck when you've done it 115 straight games. You do it for a week. You do it for even a half a year, whatever. At this point, it's how they play. It's just their brand of baseball. And I don't know when that became, people always clamor for that sort of ball. Yankees fans always would love it. People talk about it in the playoffs all the time, but the Mets do it and it turns into luck and it's going to run out and it's pathetic. And, you're not a real lineup. It's what? This is what everybody wants. Fuck you.
Gary said it best too when they were talking about the XBA, the expected batting average of all these hits. And he goes, and what was the actual batting average for all these hits? 0, because they went into a fielder's glove or something like that. Where the Mets' actual batting average was, 1,000 on all these hits they complain about because they actually find their fucking spot on the grass like they should.
It was we were at the quarter of the way of the season and everyone's like, J.D. Davis expected batting average 330. I'm like, yeah, but he's hitting 210. That's not scoring us any runs, fellas.
And look, I get it. It's infuriating. It almost feels like this is the team we have to fucking go to war with in our best season that we're ever going to see, at least as of now. The best team we'll all have seen by the end of this year will be this team. It's in a sick, twisted way with the Mets fans. It has to be basically that Royals clone where it's contact, fucking get on base, piss people off, and are just absolute motherfuckers. Just absolute motherfuckers. That's what we are. The absolute mother. And the fact they went 9-0. Against Nola and Wheeler this year is one of the most unbelievable things.
I mean, those are two fucking great pitchers, especially Wheeler. I mean, they beat the shit out of Wheeler the other day.
He was crying too. He was crying about luck.
I know. It's it's so lame. I don't get it, especially Wheeler, who saw it firsthand with the Royals. I know that we saw it for 5 games and it pissed us off. And I claimed, luck or whatever were better. But the Royals did it too, where they did it for 2 straight seasons. So imagine if we did this all over again, guys. Imagine if next year we just do the same shit with just base knocks and long prolonged rallies and whatnot. But it's just when you've done it this many games, come on. You can't call it luck.
This actually makes perfect sense, Kev. You just fucking broke it down for me. Noah Syndergaard saw that 2015 Royals lineup up close and personal. And listen, Noah pitched well in the World Series. This Noah ain't that Noah. And he goes, I don't want that shit. I ducked him once. He's Ric Flair. He just fucking falls on the ground. He's begging, no. He's fucking Rodney Dangerfield. He's like, I got it. Need an extra day, Skip. Need an extra day for two different teams, 2 different leagues. One fucking.
At least Noah's well rested for the Cincinnati Reds tomorrow. Maybe a thunder strike will happen and he'll pull out a Thor reference. That's always good for him.
Right. Dude, that is one of the more to duck a team twice from 2 different ball clubs in the division in a time where
wait. Did you hear the quote of Rob Thompson? Apparently, like Noah fought their manager over being left out to rotation this weekend.
No,
he probably said that just to defend him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, really, dude? Did you? Because I'm sure they would have just been like, okay, man, like, do your thing. That's why we fucking got you. I'm looking at Nate Fisher right now. Handsome fella, I like him. I mean, never, but I like you.
I am so fucking mad. I went into the AAA stats after the trade deadline and looked at the 3 lefty guys we had in AAA, and it was Fisher. It was that Rob Zastrin.
Big Z.
Big Z. Yep, Big Z. That's what I wanted him. And then there was Locke St. John, and his L-O-C-K-E. And I was like, that's my guy. Locke St. John, lefty. Name? His name is Locke. And then St. John. And I was like, sold. Their numbers are all kind of the same. Not great. Walk some guys, but, could get lefties out. And it turns out Billy Epler is just like, no, you fucking moron. I'm going to call these other 2 guys up. Big Z gave up a run. Fucking Fisher was a savior today. And Andrew Chafin could not have done better than Fisher did today. That's just a fact.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect 3 fucking innings, man. Shit, that is... I mean, the amount of magic. By the way, have we done an episode since the call up of Beatty? I mean, he is. He looks like he's fucking 12 years old and is just out there. How about our dad moment, Clem?
More like Glovey.
Me and Clem had back-to-back tweets like 10 seconds apart. More like Glovey. We are the kings of the fucking dad jokes. But yeah, these guys are. By the way. Terry Collins with this spray tan on the post game. I mean, he looks like fucking Paulie D at the Jersey Shore Prime. It's unbelievable. Like these are the things when like the call-ups start to work, even in weird spots, just one spot here, one spot there. That's when the magic really starts, like it feels to flow, Up until right now, it's everybody like doing their job, playing how they're supposed to play. But all of a sudden, you call the kid up. He hits a home run his first at bat. Nate Fisher goes 3 innings. Like all of these things. This is the black magic. That's some shit where you can maybe talk about a little bit of luck. I prefer that it's more fate or destiny, but a couple good breaks go your way like that, and you couple that with the relentless, nonstop, same ball we've been playing all year. That's how you go win a division.
They're asking it in the chat right now. When are we getting the Lucky shirts? What do you guys think about the old Mets logo and just put luck instead of Mets?
Do you want that, or do you want the 1987 font, the cursive font?
Give it to me. Give me XBA. Put it in fucking everything right now. At this point, I'm in love. But yeah, I'll take anything. I love being the lucky team. I'll luck myself to the fucking parade with Coors Light going down my throat.
Like, would you rather have I love being the frustrating team that people just can't like figure out. Like, if the Dodgers beat the shit out of you, the Dodgers beat the shit out of you. Now, in reality, when the Mets beat the shit out of you, the Mets beat the shit out of you. But they don't think that. They think it's luck. They can't comprehend it. And it's so much sweeter that way. Like, if you guys would just recognize that the Mets are on pace to win 110 games and that you lost to a formidable team, it would probably be a lot easier for you. But you've convinced yourself that you're better than them. You're not. You're just not better than them. They're better than everybody except for the goddamn Dodgers.
And we're going to have those motherfuckers in 10 days, 9 days, give or take, right? So
that's got some LA.
How about John Heyman trolling the Yankees?
Yeah, that man. John Heyman is a man on a mission right now to just – I think that Heyman kind of recognizes that he's had a little bit of a glow up on the internet, Like he was kind of – I just remember him like he was what, with the Post or the News or something? He was like a New York guy.
I think he was a Post guy for a while. Then he went to became like the MLB network.
Yeah,
and all
MLB.
That kind of stuff.
And then I think he's just recognized that now he's getting a little more like national attention. And he kind of had he had like big news to break and trade deadline stuff. And now
he was a Newsday guy for the Yankees.
And now I think he's flexing a little bit. Like, I'm going to crack some jokes and stir the pot and troll a little bit. I like it.
He's the best Mets beat writer on the fucking internet. No offense to my guy Tim Healy and Anthony Tacoma, all those guys. He's just the Mets beat guy, which makes him the most important guy because we are the most interesting team in the fucking universe right now. So
always, bro. No, but it's always. Even when they're bad, when we're bad, people want to make fun of it. When we're good, they can't stand it. It's just all Mets all the time inside people's brains.
It's crazy. And our boy Heyman fucking quote tweeting us too. That was nice to see. So John,
I didn't quite get it though. Like
I think he was playing off of our name.
Yeah, he said people are starting to believe after what? After I don't even know what it was. And
after they went 9-0 against Nola and Wheeler.
Yeah, and our handles obviously we got to believe, but I don't know. That just felt weird to me. But I think he's just trying to get in the mix and chop it up with the boys, and I'm all for it.
I've always been cool with. I've always liked Heyman just because he would always give White Sox Dave the credit on the scoops he would get. He's like, as first reported by at Barstool at WSD. I'm like, this is
by the way,
fucking world are we living in?
Heyman, open invite. Come on down, bro.
Come on,
you can believe along with us. Also, White Sox Dave. Ever since he tried to uncancel the console, the White Sox are winless and outscored by about 30 runs. So you're a dumb fucking idiot, White Sox Dave.
Don't fuck with the console, Juju. I'm a Sons of Uribe guy. I love Dave, and I love all the White Sox fans except for Chuck, who is he's a snake in the grass. He's my guy, Chuck. I love him, but he's a Frank guy more than he's a Mets guy.
Fuck these guys. The curse of Reinsdorf and the curse of the unconsole are going to haunt them, and the curse of Tony La Russa, which is just a curse of hiring a fucking dinosaur to be your team, to be your manager. Fuck the White Sox and fuck the unconsole. That's little son of a bitch.
And of course, it's fuck the Yankees. And what are we going to do now? We're going to talk about the next series coming up, followed by the Mets returning to home. And that is brought to you by Game Time, the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Game Time is a ticketing app that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. And they guarantee the lowest prices. Again, you can live the Stu Feiner life without paying the Stu Feiner prices. How they crack the code and how to score deals on last-minute tickets. We were just going through where everyone likes to sit. Kev, where do you like to sit at the Mets games? Which area of the stadium?
I got that taste of the Stu Feiner seats.
Yes,
and that living the high life is tough to turn down. But I like second deck behind home plate where you just kind of have like the whole view of the field. To me, is an underrated. It's almost like you're calling the game. You're like in the booth with Gary, Keith, and Ron in a way.
Yep, that's a great call. And the first time anywhere you go in the stadium, the first time you see that grass, I grew up in the burbs. There's nothing but grass here in the burbs, but still seeing that grass the first time takes my breath away.
It's like like a blanket. It's like it's a soft, it's like lush green. I want to like lay down on it and sleep on it.
Yep. So again, I think between you, Kyle, and Phil, we've kind of covered the entire ballpark. Everyone has their favorite spots, so you can get those tickets anywhere you want for a great price. Download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code BELIEVE for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download Game Time, last-minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. I'm going to put up the tweet for anyone who missed it because our boy John Heyman put this out there. After facing their tough NL rivals 15 times in 18 games, the Mets finally get a break and get to the soft part of their schedule when they play tomorrow at Yankee Stadium. And listen, we're all Mets fans. We've lived through the Wilpons. We lived through this shit. Like, there's a chance that tweet gets fucking old takes exposed after the next two games, even with Jake and Max on the mound. But that's just fucking funny, man. It's just crazy that we now live in a world where it's the upside down. Because 5 years ago, Francesa is roasting us and fucking shitting on us, and he's pumping up the Yankees. The fact John Heyman has become our beat writer as the biggest, I guess him and Passan are kind of the two guys I go to. Phil, are you still blocked? Are you still blocked from Heyman?
I'm still blocked by Heyman. Passan's my buddy, so he's perfect.
Fuck Passan, Heyman for life. Come on the show. You're the real baseball beat reporter we need.
Yeah, everyone start flooding Heyman's tweets. Say, hey, come on, I Gotta Believe pod. So we got the Yankees here for 2 games in a row. I think they said, my ears perked up. The dad ears perked up. I'm sure Kev was in the same spot. I think they were talking about a little bit of rain tomorrow, potentially, which the grass needs it. We know the grass needs the rain. It looks like we have thunderstorms. I just took down the umbrellas outside. We got thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday, which it's like, God damn it, our 2 arms are on the mound, and there might be some weird fucking delays. And that's the thing. We've had this last week, 2 sets of doubleheaders with rain delays, fucking guys getting hurt. I said it on Friday's show This was the most vulnerable the Mets have been since the Aces came back, because it was like we were throwing Bassett, and then we were just throwing Peterson, Williams, and TBD, who was Joey Butts, who fucking pitched like almost could have gotten out of it, but still pitched like his name. Took 3 or 4.
I know. Like that was, and on top of that, Diaz looking human for a couple of those outings.
Yes,
and still, nope, got it done. If you can't get W's off the Mets in that scenario, I mean, forget about it, dude. Forget about it. And I know this bullpen is going to be the big contention. We will see where we end up in October, whether we win a goddamn World Series or it's our undoing. But I swear, man, if they had middle relief, they would be 130. I'd have 135 wins. They would be the perfect fucking team. But right now, every time you hand the ball off, it is just like, oh my fucking God. I do wonder. I would imagine, of course, in the playoffs, Max and Jake are like, get the fuck back in there. Like, this is my game. But I wonder also if, let's say it's middle of September, the division's not locked up. Do they start to show a little bit of that? Like, I'm not giving this ball to Trevor May. I'm sorry, guys. It's not happening. Or are they just like whatever Skip says?
If Trevor May comes in a playoff game, something terribly bad has happened, or something terribly good. Like,
one or the other. It sucks because I mean,
I don't know if he's going to get on the roster at this rate. Like, he's going to have a good September.
Back, like this week, or like ramping up to come back this week, because I need them to test him out in the bullpen. Because all I need is one good outing, and I'm like, Trevor May, get the fuck off my team.
Wait, from who? McGill.
Yeah.
I mean, McGill, that could be the little ace up the sleeve, and I know that's Wilpons thinking. But, like, I think that was part of the equation, thinking about Trevor Williams and McGill in the pen, and that could, seal his fate. But it is like, I did like that he throws hard. He, because sometimes Lugo goes in there and it's not, these guys who don't have the overpowering stuff. Sometimes you need to strike out and you need a guy who can throw high 90s. But it's not there, man. It is just not there. And in the playoffs, I mean, the Phillies are a good team, but you do that against the
Dodgers.
The Dodgers, they're gonna fucking eat your lunch. You won't record an out. For real, I don't think you record an out.
It sucks too, man, because he's fucking. I really like May. I really liked him as just a human, as a person. He was a cool dude, but it's tough.
It just is what it is, man.
And we are gonna have again. So Monday night, that's Max's game. Max Herman, I believe, is the matchup for Monday as of now. So we'll see what happens there. And then on Tuesday, we got our watch party back at Blue Haven East, 7 p.m. Mets Yankees. We have Kyle, you got to tell me, the Coors Light double tap.
Coors Light double tap. First 5 minutes, starting at 7 o'clock. They're going to play Thunderstruck. They just let the taps run, as much beer as you can get your hands on. It's a good deal. And then we got merch giveaways with Coors Light and some signed Mets memorabilia.
Yep, they give us a bunch of autographed stuff. We kind of just give it out.
The double tap is one of the most sophisticated, proper and polite drink special. Like, everybody just lines up. Nobody's fighting or yelling at the bartender. Everyone it's almost like a communion line, but you're just getting a glass of Coors Light. And then you go to communion and you get blessed by Clem. Maybe we should put Clem behind the bar. And as they pour, you get you get the mug, and then you get a sign of the Cohen cross from Clem.
I'm down for that. We got yelled at security last time at the last Barstool at the ballpark for baptizing a guy. The guy his friend was holding him up, and he's like, I believe in Cohen. And he was being all crazy. It was great. And I'm like, God bless you, my son. Welcome to the Church of Cohentology. And then the security guard goes, dude, I mean, what are you do? I just can't let you do that. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I'm pouring a full beer.
Should have been like religious persecution, bro. Like, let me live. But no, we don't have. We can just do the sign of the cross. We don't have to. Oh, you know what you can do? We'll do like a spritz. Like when they throw it, and then you can just do that. Doesn't have to get too messy. Doesn't have to be too crazy. But throughout all of Thunderstruck, we're giving out free beer and baptism into the Church of Cohentology.
And the Coors Light guys, they're the best. They just bring like a box of Coors Light shit. They have it's like Met shirts. You get hats. There's this sick floral pattern hat visor, which makes it even better. That I think they're gonna have in September. I don't know if they'll have it for this game, but it's gonna be we were at a bar for a Nationals game, and everyone was living and dying with every ball and strike. This is a Yankees game. Our boy Hubs is coming. Which shout out to him. Like, I don't think I would return the favor if it was a Gabagool Yankee watch party. But Hubs is coming. Clemmer reached out. He's like, yo, are we doing that? Are you guys doing that Mets thing? I'm like, yeah, come on over, Clemmer. So we'll have Clemmer there. And, whoever else from Barstool wants to come. The best thing about playing the Yankees is the rest of the league's rooting for you, except for, I guess, Braves and Phillies fans. But who gives a fuck?
No, the best part about playing the Yankees is they stink, and we're gonna beat their dicks in. That's the best part of playing the Yankees. Holy moly, talk about a free fall, man! And if the Orioles keep playing like they are, they might win the whole fucking thing at this rate. They're unbelievable.
The turn of the AL East, and like. Thank God for the Yankees should thank God if they're playing the NL East, it would be a wrap right now. The Braves would just be like, "Yep, we're just going to take this. Thank you very much."
Yeah, you know what's crazy too? What is it? I think they're down to 8 games. So had they not had a monster lead in the division, they would legitimately be in peril. But with a month and about 10 days to go, at this rate, that 8 will be gone. I mean, that 8 will be fucking 2 in a week if they keep playing the way they do. Now, they could easily just turn on the Jets again and go back to being the old team that they were. But, a couple of those guys fully regressed. A couple of those guys totally injured. Judge, hasn't hit a home run in 35 seconds. It's his longest streak, homerless streak. I don't know. I mean, they are. If you're a Yankee fan, you're not a little bit nervous. I think you're lying. I don't think and you can't love to see with a pitching staff where you could have run into Ty Walker and Joey Butts or something like that, and instead you get Max and Jake. That's a shitty 2-game series. But that I also think I get negative, and in my head I think remember maybe 5 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago, the Mets were the launch pad that the Yankees needed. They bounced off the Mets in a 3-game series, and they went on to smoke the rest of the division. So wonky things like that, Subway Series, certain rivalries, they just sometimes you throw out the records and the starting pitchers, and it's just a weird matchup. So that anything can happen there. This time we're at City.
It's in Yankee Stadium.
Yankee Stadium. So maybe we get some short porch home runs. Who knows?
Yeah, and Kev, you tweeted this one out, the power outage by the fucking team. Jesus Christ.
And attendee is really the one, because I remember thinking that was a heist and they got him for nothing. And I was a little bit upset with the way ours was going. I was like, fuck, man. I mean, he was
thriving in Kansas City, playing in front of 12 people every night. And now he's there and he's like, God damn, this is what it's kind of what happened to him at the end of his Red Sox run too.
Yeah.
Frank the Yank, if you're watching, I need you to be like, Benintendi, espionage, he's a double agent. Our Frank would be going crazy right now. If, when Tom Glavine, I couldn't imagine what Frank was saying in his house in game 162 when Tom Glavine got shelled. There has to be some kind of Benintendi fucking pun about how he's a spy that is purposely taking the Yankees. And this guy here, Uncle Pizza Memes. I love this guy. He gives me a lot of good blogs back in the day. Rizzo does look exactly like Buzz Lightyear. I cannot unsee fucking Anthony Rizzo as Buzz Lightyear. So it's
the curse of Joey Gallo until otherwise proven. He's hitting bombs.
What a coincidence!
What a coincidence! What a coincidence. Your team free falls as soon as you trade that guy, and you the guy who you were a collective huge fucking asshole to. Gets out of there and plays well, and your team free falls. What a coincidence.
He had a fucking cannon today. He gunned someone out at home. I was like, I didn't know Joey Gallo had that in him.
You forget that these guys are humans. And if you think about if you were in a job situation where your boss fucking sucked and your coworkers sucked and whatever, and then you got out of it and got a change of scenery and it was like a weight off your shoulders, you'd perform better. And that's exactly what the fuck happened here.
So we got Max versus Herman, and then that's the first game. And then the next game, we got Jake, obviously, which I can't imagine they're going to bump Jake back, fuck up his whole schedule to get Ty Walker in a day early. I think at this point, Ty Walker, and it's like, especially with the back, if anything, like go on the IL, we'll throw Joey Butler, whoever the fuck's out there again, have the offense. And then so it's Montas, again, who Montas, Frankie Montas, as Frank the Yank says, another guy who has. It's the opposite, man. As someone that grew up and they would seeing, regular players turn into superheroes when they put on pinstripes, I can't believe like the inverse is happening right now.
Yeah.
And then we have Vogelback, who becomes the darling of New York.
It's honestly, Cohen has flipped the world upside down. We're in the upside down and we benefit from it. Real quick, though, I feel like Vogie has been striking out more than advertised. Is that in my head or is that real?
I have to check, but I do know he's slowed down since like when he first came. I just passed road trip. He is starting to make more outs, but that's
I just thought I noticed a couple more Ks than I expected. But anyway, that's extreme nitpicking because otherwise everyone's been doing the damn thing. And Bogey too. I mean, I know he's had a bunch of clutch hits and bases clearing doubles and shit like that. But I have noticed a couple times that he struck out where I was like, wait a second. Oh, I'm watching the replay of Canha. I can't get enough of that, man. What's funny? I was thinking about the Asdrubal Cabrera bat flip in Philly. That was such a classic.
Yeah.
Now we've got another one to add to the list, like bat flipping all over Philadelphia's faces.
Yeah, I just pulled up Fangraphs. His strikeout rate's 4% higher, but so is his walk rate. So maybe he's just taking more pitches.
Whatever, it's a wash. Who cares?
Yep.
Mark Canha too, like with the bat flip. That's something like Mark Canha doesn't believe in the bat flip. Like for him to do that,
vanilla ass guy ever.
Wait, I have to find. There was a quote of him in Oakland where he said like bat flipping is cool. I'd have to find it.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh wait, was that? I thought that was Bassett, maybe.
No, that was definitely him.
I feel like Canha's gonna go home tonight, and Mrs. Canha is gonna be like, "Oh baby, oh Mark with a bat flip. I didn't know you had that in you. Like, talk dirty to me, baby." But they're not doing missionary tonight. That guy's going in tonight after a bat flip like that. He is getting something special tonight.
No, Mark Canha is kissing on the lips. That's the most he's doing.
No, not tonight. Usually, yes. Usually tonight. But tonight he is Mark Canha. And he's gonna be like, "Can you do some anal tonight? Because I'm on fucking fire." Okay.
Only podcast you're getting these takes from. Only
you're goddamn right. That's for certain. I love every other Mets pod.
Where's that in your sabermetrics?
By the way, this is Mark Canha. He's a good hitter, but he only does missionary. That's your Moneyball meme for the day.
We might have to go through the lineup at some point and do everybody's most used position, what they do the most in bed. Right now, in this game and kind of this series, I don't think we haven't mentioned Francisco Lindor once yet this podcast, but my God, dude, batting average up to 275. So the last hope you motherfuckers had was clinging to why he wasn't good. The batting average, that's not even an issue anymore. The dude is the best shortstop in baseball. Facts, period, stop. The debate is over. You lose. Good day, sir. The Lindorks, put them to bed. They've all been eradicated. Don't even want to continue to talk about it because it's like arguing if the sky is blue. It's over, man. You guys lost.
Number 5 in WAR right now. Number 5 in WAR on Fangraphs. Number 5.
Light all of this out, man. Domingo Germán coming in with a 4.5 ERA tomorrow. See you fucking later, dude.
How much do you think Judge loses tonight thinking about having to go up against Max Scherzer again because he fucking tore his soul out? I don't know if he's hit since then. I know he has, but I'm going to make it seem like he hasn't.
Yeah, no, it feels like we ruined his season with that. What was he, 0 for 5 that game? Yeah. Yankees 5-14 coming into this game. As always, that makes me think like, well, what if this is where they, break out of it because they can't lose forever? But that's why I also like that it's a quick 2-game stretch. So just tack on a couple more losses there, and it's, you can't break out of your slump or really make your slump that much worse with just a little old 2-game slump. No big deal. It would be very cool to see Jake and Max just fucking own these guys and then have our record. Our record would be what, like 20 of the last 25 at that point? If we win these next couple games, I mean,
we're 79-44, so we need 2 more wins to guarantee a non-losing season.
The 96er is somebody tweeted being like, "Do you think we're gonna get there?" I was like, "Do I think we're gonna get there
by Labor Day?"
Some shit's gone terribly wrong, and we don't get the 96, bro.
We've passed last year's win total, obviously.
Clem, you had the tweet of the fucking year so far. People being like, this is just like last year. Oh, really? We just passed our win total with fucking 7 weeks to go. You dumb motherfuckers. It could not be more polar opposite than last year.
The dumbest dickheads in the world, I swear. Mark Weber, my guy who always gives me the stats here. Best records through 123 games in Mets history, 86, 82, and 41. Second on the list. 2022, 79 and 44, 85 and 75 wins, 75 wins in 99, 75 wins in the greatest season of all time, 2006, that we've told stories about. Grandkids are being told these stories. Grandkids, I don't think can even be born for people that grew up in 06, have the kids, and then have the grandkids. Yet we've been bouncing them on our knee, being like, oh, that 06 team, they just kicked the shit out of everyone before Adam Wainwright's curveball. This team is better than 2006.
Well, how many?
Put it through your brain, big fucking dumb
75.
skulls, people.
75 for the
Yes.
2016. Yeah, I mean, like a significant chunk, 4 games better. Like that, I just don't get. You know, even today, that moron Chris the teacher, who has gone full Fleming's Lemming. I don't know if you know that guy, but he's been around.
I've had him muted. He's been muted for so long.
Yeah,
I
no,
remember
he caught the mute today. He caught the mute.
Mark Canha hit the home run. I said, "Who hurt you?" He was like, "Oh, the Mark Canha downfall has begun. After, like from this, he can't get any better." I'm like,
dude,
"What are you talking about?"
I have to pull it up. I want to say maybe fourth game of the year, our first game versus Philly, where we blew our 4-0 lead. He was like, "Oh, the Phillies are a better team than you guys." I'm like, "It's April 5th, and you're saying that?"
Yeah, no.
Fuck off.
He's been on Mets Twitter and kind of Barstool Twitter and radio Twitter, podcast world shit. And I've always, kind of mixed it up with him, but he had to catch the mute today because it's just pure illogical nonsense to what they're spouting. And part of it being like, look at the fucking standings. There's one team ahead of us, bro, in the whole fucking Major League Baseball, and it's the goddamn Dodgers. It's no longer the Yankees and Astros. The Braves haven't caught us. It's just the Dodgers, who we all know are, I don't know how we're going to get through them, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Other than that, like, there's tangible evidence. Head-to-head against Atlanta, we're better than them. Season record, we're still better than them. Season record against everyone else here, we're better than all of you. In a big enough sample size and a big enough, by every fucking measure, guys. And yes, the bullpen is not good. I know I didn't get to be in that episode the other day, but I did tweet out all my thoughts where it's like,
we read them.
Yeah, did you? Okay, good. Because it was just like, yeah, it might come back to haunt us. Probably will. And that'll suck. But to root against or to kind of trash the whole team otherwise, to be like, this team sucks or this team doesn't deserve it. If anything, this team deserves, they double deserve it because Epler kind of let them down a little bit. Like maybe Epler doesn't deserve it if in the end the bullpen blows it, but more than ever, the offense, the starting pitching, and Diaz in the pen deserve the support and deserve those wins more than anything because they're going out there without anybody in middle relief. So I do not understand that logic of throwing the whole team under the bus because of a couple non-moves at the deadline. So by every measure, guys, every fucking measure, this team is the one.
The Mets are 6.5 behind the Dodgers right now. The Dodgers are 28 and 16 against teams over 500. The Mets are 37 and 27. So they have a better percentage, but they've also played 10 less games than the Mets have. Or that's 20 less games. I
feel like we have been unstoppable in the last 20, 30 games, whatever. I can't imagine being on a pace 6 games better than this. I mean, they just don't. They just don't lose. They just, as a Dodgers fan, every time they lose, it must be like a holy fucking shit. We lost today. Cannot imagine.
What's funny about the Dodgers record? They've lost a series at home to the Nats, and they're 1-5 this year versus the Pirates. That's how dumb baseball is.
It's the stupidest sport in the world, man. They could be that much better. But I will say, they don't have a closer, man. I think they have a really bad record in 1-run games or something, right, Meek? They're 1-10, and
they're 8-10 because they don't play 1-run games.
Well, right, that's the thing. The fact that they've only had 18 1-run games is crazy. But if Kimbrel and
10 and 10, they're 10 and 10 in 1-run games here.
They won a couple.
The Mets are 17 and 13.
So,
which I thought would be better, to be honest with you. I'm shocked we're 17 and 13.
Right now, it says they might. This was August 13th. They were on pace for 114 wins, and they quietly, over the last 162 dating back to last year, are 118-44. Crazy.
Thank God it
gonna
didn't
be
go Juan
tough.
Soto. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know,
Yeah.
right? It's gonna be tough, but I know that bullpen is not great, but I think Diaz is the best reliever in baseball. So I think when it comes down to if and when it's October, when we get Jake and Max to go 7 and 8 instead of 5 and 6 innings, and then you get Diaz to do 2 inning saves, 6 out saves, and you go on back-to-back nights and all that shit when you empty the tank, I think we'll be all right, man.
Yeah.
I think we'll be all right.
And for everyone freaking out about the Braves here, I saw this stat and I updated it since it came out. One Shining Mets, 2. I found the fucking the bracket the other day when I was cleaning out the basement. You have to see it. It's a fucking disaster.
A relic.
So he tweeted this out. The Mets games against teams that are at least 500. 3 against the Dodgers, 3 against the Brewers, 3 against the Braves, 2 against the Yankees. So 11 left. The Braves
That's it.
have 7 against the Phillies, 3 against the Cardinals, 3 against the Mariners, 3 against the Mets, 3 against the Giants, 19. So they have 8 more games against teams that actually try with a pulse. And then, they face the Pirates next series. But for everyone like that scoreboard watching and in that world, there is going to be a time where the Braves are facing the Phillies and we're facing, the A's and the Pirates. So everything.
And that's September, man. I said the Braves better open up a big lead before September because the Mets are going to pour it on against some of these scrub teams coming down the stretch. I mean, I just don't see where they I've just seen too much of it. I don't, people be like, oh, really? You think the Mets are going to be good in September? I get it. I understand 2007, 2008, the collapse, meaningful games in September. September has been a bugaboo for the Mets, right? Well, what have we said all year long? This team is different. And I think September, they're going to be like 23-4 or some shit.
That's where we're going to pour it on. So we got the Yankees this series. Oh, I was going to make a big deal of this. I forgot about it. I'm not shocked. Anyone who has seen me tweet about him or heard me on Podfathers talk about him, I think AJ is a spite Yankees fan, just to fuck with me. He just says, "Let's go Yankees," and I say, "Don't you ever say that."
Clem, if I can be a sponsor, you've been my sponsor all year. If I can be your sponsor, I talked about it a couple weeks ago when it happened to you. Mom took him to Yankee Stadium. Ever since then, all I'm hearing from Keegan, I don't like the Mets. I like the Yankees. And
No.
I'm like, well, this is how I end up on 2020 because I blow up the whole fucking house, all because we fucked around and my kid decided, and he's doing it in a little coy way, like he'll smile and he'll be like, I don't like the Mets. I like the Yankees. And I'm like, the Mets just fucking won with that fat guy hitting a home run. Why don't you like that? And I have to remind myself, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm talking about a 5-year-old. It'll be fine. But he keeps saying it. So I feel you, brother. We can get through this together.
Kev, if anyone has any tips that have had deal with this, and he's kind of been my rival since he was born, and it's always been whatever. We have fun with each other. However, like he'll say it, and he knows he's messing with me. Sienna will say like, "Let's go Eagles," and I'm like, "Whoa!" But like she has the smile on her face.
Yeah,
and I know push comes to shove, and I'll tell AJ's like, "Oh, Mets fans get dessert tonight," or I'll say like the Mets. I said the Mets beat the Yankees 2 games in a row last time. He goes, "Yeah, the Yankees are going to get payback." I'm like, how do you know the phrase payback? He's 4 years old. So I guess this is going to be our cross to bear, Kev. Me and you are going to be raising spite Yankee fans.
It's literally the only thing in this world I care about. It's the only thing that I wanted to avoid. And because we got a little reckless one Saturday, it's now going to be the most the worst thing that's ever happened to me if it continues. But I have faith. I got to get him to like see, like, I wish I was watching the game with him right now and he saw some of this good shit. I got to get in the Cohen suite. That's what I got to do. We're going to go. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to talk to a couple people. We're going to get a good suite and we're going to go with our sons and we're going to do conversion therapy and we're going to beat it into them in a Steve Cohen suite at Citi Field.
We're going to go on Game Time, use the code BELIEVE to get our $20 off and spend the rest of the money, which will be such a deal on the suites thanks to our friends at Game Time. Conversion therapy. We have the baptisms and conversion therapy. This show gets into a lot of different places I don't see coming, but you got to do what you got to do for your sponsors, which is a whole other fucking thing. So it's, again, It's like, oh, just face the Braves twice against the Phillies. Time for relaxation. Nope. You got the crosstown Gabagools for 2 games in a row before it's the Rockies and who else?
Dodgers.
Oh, the Dodgers are right after the Rockies. I
Yeah,
thought they had someone in before
we've done a couple gauntlets this year, and I feel like it's still a small enough lead that you can't ever just rest or rest on your laurels. But I remember thinking like, fuck, August is really going to be the hard month. And we got a little while to go, but it's August 22nd tomorrow. Like we for all intents and purposes, we made it through the month without a collapse, without a swoon, without whatever. We kept saying, let's make it to September and it's easy sailing. We're knocking on the door. We got to win a couple more series, but we the gauntlet has been, we've survived the first leg of the gauntlet. And then some. We've thrived,
We've thrived. Yeah, we don't survive the gauntlet. We are the gauntlet for the other teams. And
We are the gauntlet.
Braves are like, oh, we won 3 of 4, even though 2 of them were against fucking AAA
Fake gas
pitchers.
player. Yeah.
Yep. They got the Mets special in that one. Is what it is. But the Phillies, 14-5. See you guys later. Honestly, the Mets may finish with a better record against the Phillies than even the Marlins and the Nationals, just when it's all said and done. So
The Nationals are 2 games away from being eliminated. So
Wow.
We can eliminate them tomorrow night.
Yep.
That would be amazing.
Batten the hatches. Fucking Subway Series next 48 hours. Yankee fans are now looking forward to this. I saw our boy Hubs is like, this season is making like me question my love of baseball, considering the gauntlet he has to go through in terms of pitchers. So cherish it while it is, while the eating's good, and no matter what, if you're fucking down 7 in the 9th, gotta believe.